Hello, everyone. Welcome to our cultural thought of the week. Happy Wednesday. I have been running around the city this autumn, and I've been doing a lot of English lessons. And with one of my students in particular, a little girl, we were talking about this scale of temperature and descriptor words, adjectives that describe temperature. And basically, for her, we were looking at hot and cold, and warm and cool and chilly. And chilly is a word where I grew up that people would use to describe those first days where you could see your breath, where it was a little frosty outside, but it wasn't quite winter cold yet. And this made me think about our temperature scales because depending on where you live, you have different scales for what you consider hot or warm or cool or cold. And I'm wondering what that is for you. So for me, for example, I think cold for me is when it is snowy outside, when it is below freezing, and it's below freezing for a sustained period of time. So you can see your breath, you have to put on winter clothing. And it is very cold when it reaches several tens or 20s under the freezing point. And that changes depending on where I'm at as well. And I do, however, think it gets chilly in the autumn. So there are days where your clothing just doesn't cut it. Basically, you go out and you're like, no, it's much colder out here than I thought it was. And so those are the days that, at least for myself, I say I'm chilly, even if it isn't technically chilly outside. It's not frosty or close to the freezing point yet. And yeah, so I'm wondering, what are those words that you use? Does your place tend more on the hot or the cold end? Generally, is it very much in the middle? Do you have all four seasons? And also, what are some other weather words that you tend to use in your area? Riga is very windy, so I always have to be prepared that the wind may influence how I feel outside and whether I need to wear wind resistant jackets or some kind of sweater versus days that I'm running around just with, maybe a scarf or something on. So tell me, how do you scale the weather? What is it like there? Maybe even throw in some temperatures, because I think it would be fun to compare where people think things get cold and where things are warm. Because that differs from place to place. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments.